You're listening to the Trim Radio Network. We cut the bull and serve the truth.
Sunshine State, broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show, Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
Good morning. It is the Fishing in Florida Show. It's an honor and a privilege to have you join us this morning, and we got another lineup, a variety of different people coming on this morning, and hope that you like it, because we're going to talk to, Mike Simko will be calling in this morning. Pearl will be calling in this morning, the manufacturer of Pearl Kites. Got to meet him yesterday at the Ohana tournament. What an honor that was. We're going to have Carol from Mermaid Vodka. We're going to have Trae from Big Dog Tackle. And we do have Carolyn with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning, Riscala, and to all of our listeners.
How are we doing this morning, my girl?
We are doing great. I was out of town in New York the last 9 days, so I apologize for not being on last week. But we got a tropical storm up there that was probably historic. And
unbelievable.
I'll tell you, it did some havoc everywhere around the country, but subways were full of water. A neighbor across the street had to vacuum about 5 inches of water out of her house. And, of course, we know what's going on with everybody in Louisiana, but we did not expect that up in New York and Connecticut.
Yeah, it created havoc all up and down that area where it was. Severe flooding. I don't know how many people lost their lives in all of that, but we had deaths that were involved with that. It's amazing how it entered one end, the bottom end of the United States, and worked its way through. And as it did, it just created a nightmare for a lot of people. Oh, Lord. So we've talked to a couple of people in Louisiana. One of our guests that comes on from time to time is Captain Clyde Fulsch, and he could use your prayers. It looks like he lost his home, and his sons, I believe, had severe damage. And another one of our guests, Wanda Stewart, I believe her sons suffered some damages to their home. Many people are without electricity still. They are a desperate need. Some of them are in desperate need of water. There's no running water in some places. And, of course, there's little to no phone service in some places as well. So if you would keep them in your prayers, they need all the help they can get. So you didn't get to do any fishing this last week. You got anything planned?
Well, you know what? I would love to try and get out tomorrow. We've got some friends. Our boat's in the front yard with a little repair going on. We have friends who might be going out tomorrow. And if it's like today, I'll tell you, there's some good dolphin running out there here. Kingfish are decent size. But,
kingfish everywhere.
If the weather holds today, then I'm going to be door knocking somebody.
Yeah, the kings were everywhere. I think the biggest one was about 46 pounds that was caught, 46.3, I think. My memory serves me right. My memory is not very good, but I think it was 46. Pretty big fish at the Ohana tournament. So hopefully, I have asked the winning angler, I asked them to call in this morning. Hopefully they will. It may be shot from yesterday and not be able to, they won't even be awake at this point. But it was interesting to be there. Again, I got to meet Mike. I got to meet Mike Simko with kitefishing.com. Finally, after all these, oh my gosh, I think it's been 4 years, we've talked on the phone. Had a great conversation with him. Got to meet the man who makes Pearl Kites, and told me the background on that. And I said, well, you know what, I'd like you to come on and let the people know. It's an amazing story. And spent about 4 hours there. But I got to tell you that the heat is just brutal. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older in age, but I really have a hard time out there with that heat. My goodness.
Right. Did Sailfish Marina put the event on? Did they have the big tents up or the big umbrellas up over the grass area?
Yep. They had the tents put up. You know, and you mentioned the grass area. I kept looking down at the grass, and this is really silly of me, but I kept looking down at the grass saying, this is AstroTurf. And I was telling somebody, this is AstroTurf? They said, no, this is real. It's the most amazing stuff I've ever seen. It doesn't look real, but it's supposed to be real grass.
It looks like it should be on a golf course.
Right.
I tell you, when I went up to New York, we were really lucky. We went to in the Bronx, believe it or not, there is a Trump's Links public golf course, and we went there for breakfast. And boy, those greens, like you mentioned over at Sailfish Marina, I don't know how they keep them that short, and that beautiful, and that green. But kudos to all of those greenskeepers and people that do that to the golf courses. Even I have to tell you, we just talked about Wanda. I had sent her a tracker about a week and a half ago, one of our Atlas Trax trackers. Lucky for her, she has it. So if she does have any issue or incidents, that she's got that on her body, like a lot of the first responders people did.
Wow. Well, I'm looking at the radar. The radar is relatively clean. We've got some activity that is southeast of us. Looks like the Bahamas is about to get nailed with, looks like a tropical depression on the radar. I may be wrong, but it's pretty big, almost as big as the entire Bahamas. Looks like they're getting ready to be nailed by some unpleasant weather. But generally speaking, around the state, it looks like it's relatively smooth. The tide predictions, let's see. Let's get the tide predictions up. We've got 1:35 this morning was the low tide. 7:34 was the high tide. 1:40 will be the next low tide. And 8:08 will be the last high tide of the day. The high today is expected to be near 90. The beaches are beautiful. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Just be aware some of the beaches do have rocks, so just be aware of that. But there's no warnings or anything coming up. Let's see, what else have we got? The Wonder map indicates that, according to them, looks like it's going to be just a pretty good day, generally speaking, other than it's going to be one of those hot days. So if you got plans on doing any fishing today, today's the day to do it. Get out there early. And when it comes around 2 or 3, I was there at that tournament got there at about 2, and I left around 5. And around 2, oh my gosh, it was like it was even hotter than it was at around noon. And I guess maybe because of all the tents and everything, too, because there wasn't a lot of air movement in there. And you'll be happy to know that I wore a real captivating shirt.
Awesome.
to fit in with it.
I love my real captivating shirts. I take them to the Bronx, and I'll tell you what, UV protection, you got to have that.
It fit right in with all the other fisher people.
Thank you for doing that, Riscala.
It was cool. I got to experience the wicking effect because, of course, I was sweating like a dog. And then as soon as the wind picked up, oh, my God, it was like an air conditioner. It was amazing. So that's pretty cool clothing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've been really doing well with both selling it and giving it to girls that are going through some cancer treatments or just, young girls. And I'll tell you, they love it. They keep posting pictures on it, and they clean really well. You can get wet or sprayed if you're on the boat, with a wave, and it starts drying really, really quick, which is awesome. And I don't know if Mike noticed it, but he wears a lot of the real captivating clothes, too.
Well, like I said, I got to meet Pearl with Pearl Kites, and he gave me one of his shirts. So now I have a Pearl Kite shirt, and I have the real captivating shirts, and they are
going to those events that are free are the best places to go get new clothing, baseball hats, because everybody wants to give away stuff, and it's really fun. So I'm glad you went. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you.
It was a good deal. It was a lot of fun, and again, it was a lot of fish. So I met some people there. I tried to get one of them to call in and tell us about what they do, and maybe we'll get them next week. A couple of young men, and what they do is when these anglers catch these fish, some of the anglers don't really want the fish. They're just there for the competition, and they will donate the fish. So these young men will go around to the anglers and ask them if they want to donate their fish, and if they do, these young men clean the fish and prepare them and then take them to shelters where they serve homeless people. I thought that was awesome. And they don't get paid to do it. It's a voluntary thing, and they go around to different tournaments and perform this for free, basically for the satisfaction of knowing that you've done something to help somebody, which is amazing. And had a kind of a long conversation with them, about a half an hour or so. They go all over the place doing this, and there's a whole group of them that are involved in this. And I thought it was just so heartwarming that, again, these are young kids. I say everybody's a kid to me at my age, but they were like 20, 21, going out of their way to help these people, finding the fish, filleting them, preparing them, and take them out to somewhere that serves the homeless. That was really heartwarming. And a day like today when we have all this insanity, it's good to know that we have some people who have a really good head on their shoulders and want to help others. Again, it's a testimony to the fishing industry here in South Florida. How many times have we said this? I may be prejudiced because I'm here in South Florida, but this is one of the best fishing communities I've ever been involved with ever. And I think we have Carol with Mermaid Vodka. Good morning, Miss Carol.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Oh, good morning, Carol. And I have to tell you, I had a little drama the last week and a half. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your incredible pool party.
No problem. I know life happens, right?
So, Miss Carol, have you been fishing, my dear?
I was trying to think about that last night. I'm like, when have I been out? That's a shame to say. Because I see people posting incredible pictures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to get out there. We haven't been out, I'm going to say, for probably 2 weeks now. Between, we're still doing some projects at the house and the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we start looking to go out, either the wind kicks up or it starts clouding up pretty good. So, not that we're fair weather fishermen, but, no sense going out when you're going to get bounced all over the place.
Today's the day.
But we've been doing that, and actually we're getting a boat ready so we can keep one full time over in Sarasota when we go. So when we go over there, we have a world cat to fish on because we're spoiled that way. I hate to say it, but we are truly, truly spoiled. We finally found a trade-in that fit our needs for over there. So we're going to get ready to paint the bottom. We can't put a lift on the dock over there. The association won't allow it. So that's what we've been doing. I was trying to remember, what have I been so busy with?
That's a handful.
We're just getting the boat rigged up and putting a little troll motor on it.
Hot dog.
Stuff like that.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
Great boats. I hate to fish on anything else. Once you've been on a World Cat, like I said, we're spoiled.
I did.
And I can attest to that. We went through some pretty gnarly seas all the way to Key West one time, and it was amazing how dry and smooth that boat was.
I did a little bit of
there and back. Remember that?
Oh, it was really, really rough.
I did a little bit of marketing for Mermaid Vodka yesterday while I was at the Ohana tournament. They had some people there with some liquor. This one guy had the name. I don't know if I would ever name my product this. He called it. I can't remember the first name, but the rest of it was really bad rum.
Really bad rum. Wow.
Something really bad rum, and I said, "Holy!" So I was talking to a couple of people, and Mike was one of them, Mike Simko. He was looking to go taste that. I said, "If you want to taste something, you got to taste Mermaid Vodka. It will knock your socks off." So I think I convinced him to go buy one.
Well, thank you. I'll have to put the check in the mail to you.
I'll expect a 50-cent commission on that. It probably costs more to mail it than.
Well, here too, Carol, right? We'll be fishing on real. Now, Mike works for Wayne also. He's a yacht broker, plus he works for Captive One. So when we fish that tournament on October 2nd and decorate that boat on the 1st, we got to make sure he's got some in his liquor closet on that Real Captivating.
Oh yeah, usually he's pretty good about that, but we always like to make sure because obviously we're going to have a drink or two.
Yeah.
After we're done fishing, of course.
Mermaid
I don't
Vodka.
know about you, Carolyn, but I'm really looking forward to that tournament. That's an awesome tournament they've got planned.
Oh, yeah. So this is called the Twisted Sister, and I've been missing some of the pre-parties, but it's a boat decorating an 80s theme, which we girls better get our butt together and figure out what we want to do. And then you're fishing for kingfish, dolphin, and wahoo on the 2nd. So, I'm really looking forward to it. I've got some great surprise new gear for the girls that Gil's Clothing made for us, team jerseys, which I can't wait to give you girls. And Yeti gave us some product. So well, it's the first time we're going to be fishing as a team on Real Captivating for probably a year.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
When is this supposed to happen?
Tournament, the boat decorating is October 1. It's called Twisted Sister. It's out of Sailfish Marina.
Oh.
Rascali, you know how to get there. You were there yesterday.
Yeah.
If you'd like to do a ride along with us, you can just come hang out and stay in the AC. Some people just come tag along for the day. You're more than welcome to do that and see the girls fish, and it's a really good time. And we might even have a TV crew on board. They want to do a little film piece for Pursuit Channel for the Pink Ladies and all the girls, so we're trying to work that out.
How cool is that? Wow.
Oh, that's awesome. That's the first I'm hearing it, and that's wonderful, Carolyn. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You are a hustler, lady.
Yeah.
She's amazing. I mean, I just, you're like the Energizer Bunny, 24/7. She's on the go. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, well, I have a little meeting with Wayne this week and see if he wants to kind of be behind it. But it would be a couple episode thing right on Pursuit Channel. So I'll tell everybody about it. But yeah, that's the next tournament that Carol and I have, and we'll definitely load that boat up with Mermaid vodka. And I had my bottle yesterday, and I do mean bottle. So.
Thank you. Yeah, we're getting ready to announce a big partnership that we're doing with Cask Cartel. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they have a fantastic online purchase portal, and that's always been one of our challenges is the online sales for bottles, because they've got to be packaged right, shipped right, fulfilled properly, and there's all kinds of customer touch points along the way. And we've been looking and kind of reviewing all the different options out there. Cask Cartel definitely won the bid, and we're really excited. We'll go live with them on October 1, and we'll have a nice press release, and they've got some plans for doing some marketing for the launch. But we're really excited about having that our product up on Cask Cartel. If you do a little Googling, they've got a really, really super front end customer experience on their website, and of course they're doing all kinds of imagery and photography for our product, which we're always excited about that. So yeah, maybe we'll get a few images for them to use on the boat that day, Carolyn, because they definitely like to put up lifestyle images on their website. It looks makes the product pop and look attractive, and people click on. We're all the same, right? We're visual. We click on things that catches our eye. So anyway, we've got a big launch planned for that.
Is this going to make it even easier to get for the people to get? Is that what it is?
It is. Right now, if you want to buy Mermaid Vodka online, you go to our website, mermaidvodkausa.com, and you click on Get Hooked Buy Now. And that part of it's fine. It's just becomes sometimes a little challenging when we link into the vendor's portal for the actual purchase. So we decided, we need to upgrade our options on that, because it's, you can't lose sales because you've got, an issue on the back end that you really can't control. So we decided to upgrade, and like I said, Cask Cartel, they won the bid. They really did a great presentation to us, and really showed us a lot of different things that we'll be able to do online, which, the trend, of course, has been going to online. I mean, for the last, 10, 15 years, but
more.
Even more so during COVID.
Yeah.
The online shopping has just exploded.
Probably, I was going to say.
So,
probably like a bomb.
Right. So we kind of felt like we might have missed out on that a little bit. So we're playing a little bit of catch up, but we'll get there. And obviously October is when we go live, and we'll have a big launch for that, which is good. So it's also going to be timed with the launch of our big bottles, our 175 liters. Yeah.
Sounds exciting, and to have them take care of this for you, it's coming off to me like it's just going to make it that much easier for people to get the product, and it is one of the best products, if not the best product that I've ever had the opportunity to try. Can't say enough positive things about it. I'm not a connoisseur of liquor, but I got to tell you, if you were, this would be one of your favorites. I promise you, it's an amazing product. Before you go, Carol, a little bit about the product, because I like to support local businesses. Let's hear about where the bottles are made, where it's bottled, where's the product grown, and how's it distributed, that kind of thing.
Right. Well, it's a Florida product through and through. The corn is sourced out of Jacksonville from an organic farm up there, and we get everything, the bottle, the liquid, everything is Florida. So we distill it down in Fort Myers at List Distillery. They're a premium distillery, beautiful facility. They actually do tours. If anybody wants to go to Fort Myers, and if you're in the area, you can pop in there. They'll give you a great tour, and you can see how they make Mermaid vodka. The labeling, everything is from Florida. All of our gear on our website, the merchandise, is all Florida sourced. We use a young lady down in Fort Lauderdale for that. So, everything is, we believe in supporting other small businesses, and we want to try to keep as much of our dollars in the state of Florida. So the economic impact for our brand is much more significant than maybe another brand that's being brought into the state, or they're kind of sourcing things from all over the country or all over the world in some instances. So we believe in supporting our state of Florida. We love Florida. It's where we live, where we play, and where we fish. And we are really proud to say that we're able to contribute to other businesses in the state, and we just appreciate the support that we receive. Yeah.
Everybody wins. Again, it's one of those deals where everybody wins. It's a small family-owned company. Everything that the company is doing with regard to the product, everything comes from Florida. So you got the people who make the bottles in Florida. You got the people who grow the corn in Florida. You got the people at the distillery in Florida. Everybody, if you're a Floridian and you enjoy having a drink every once in a while, and if that drink happens to be vodka, I promise you will not be disappointed. How many times is this thing filtered, Carol? 5, 6, 7? It's
distilled 48 times, and it's filtered 10 times.
That's okay. I knew it was like a large number. It's very, very, very high quality. Very high quality. Thank you, my dear. I wish you an awesome day and what's left of it here. And get out there and do some fishing, girl.
Yeah, we'll probably fish off the dock in a little bit. We've seen
you lucky thing. Oh, my God.
Swimming around and some jacks. To me, that's easy. You just drop a line in and hook something.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you take care, too. Thanks so much for having us on. Carolyn, take care. I'll see you soon. And,
absolutely. I'll give you a holler probably tomorrow to tell you. Well, tomorrow's a holiday. On Tuesday, we'll chat about all the upcoming tournaments for the Pink Ladies and how we can help more ladies out there that are going through breast cancer, and even those young anglers we want to bring up.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped. Even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion. Air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, they're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day.
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back, and my goodness, it's the fastest 2 hours that I spend. Thank God my life doesn't go this fast. It's like I wake up, I blink my eyes a couple of times, and it's no longer 8 o'clock in the morning, it's 10 o'clock. But it is an honor to be here, and this morning I have Carolyn with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, this is who you have to talk to. Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Riscala.
And I believe we have Trae on the line. Good morning, Trae. Trae is with Big Dog Tackle.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Trae.
That even rhymes. Hey, Trae. Did we lose him? Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
And how are things over at Big Dog?
Things are busy. Everybody's fishing. The weather's great.
Oh,
what more could you ask for?
The weather is beautiful. I think you were. Did you go in? Were you involved in a tournament? Was it last week? Or where am I thinking? No, I'm thinking of somebody else. You were involved in a tournament. That was almost a month ago now. 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. We've slowed down on the tournaments this time of year.
Yeah. So
did you make it out to Cabo? Did you get to go to the offshore angle Pompano Beach Cabo trip?
No, some people actually have to work for a living, so I had to stay back behind and run the store.
Yeah, I hear you. I stay back too.
Oh my goodness! So you haven't had the honor of doing any fishing lately, then?
Actually, we went out and we made an attempt at some nighttime sword fishing the other night.
Oh wow!
But unfortunately, it wasn't too long, and then we got rained out. The clouds started building up, and there was some lightning out there, so we got back in.
Yeah, I can deal with the rain. When it comes to the lightning, that's a whole nother story. Had a very frightening experience one time on my boat with lightning. It was down in the Keys. We were next to my favorite lighthouse down there, and we were fishing. It's probably about 40 feet of water, very clear. Water's very clear, and you could see the fish down there. And I could, all the hair, what little hair I have on my body, I could feel the hairs on my body tingling. And it was like they want to stand up. I looked at my brother and I said, "Do you feel that?" And he goes, "Feel what?" And I go, "You feel like, I don't know, my hairs feel like this." And then he started to feel it. And I said, "Pull your lines up, we're leaving." And it was me and my brother and my dad. We pulled the lines up. I started the motor up. And no sooner than we literally started moving, it hit that lighthouse. And it was so close that there was no lightning, and then you hear the bang, and then you hear the thunder. It was all at one time. I never experienced anything like that, and I hope I never experience anything like that. It was the most frightening thing in the world. Everything around us had become charged. You could literally feel it.
Yeah, so what happens? You get that static electricity in the air.
Yep.
And even with the sailfish guys, they fish kites. So they have their flying kites, and the kites are connected by a braided line. As opposed to a monoline.
Yeah.
And what happens is that static electricity creates so much charge in the air that it snaps the line sometimes.
Wow.
And they lose their kites. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. A lot of people don't know that, but
wow.
Yeah, they come out with
never heard
multiple
of that.
kite rods just in case.
So if they're running braided line and it's in an atmosphere where there's a lot of static, it snaps the line?
It can, yeah.
Wow. That blows my mind. I can't even imagine. So what's happening is the line is picking up the static, and it's
I suppose I don't know all the physics or scientific details behind it, but yeah, something with the static electricity and the braided line.
Wow.
It snaps the line.
Wow. And they're flying kites for swordfish?
No, for sailfish.
Oh, sailfish. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Or any big tournament, so they can get extra lines out there.
Yeah, having a kite, I learned quite a bit from Mike Simko. I always thought kites were for kids. Wrong. Way off base on that.
They're for big kids.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, for big kids. Yeah. That's amazing that so many things that I've learned since I've started doing the show. I guess we're going into our 4th year now. Just so many different things that I never realized. So you pick a fish up and you're planning on returning this fish to the water. You don't pick it up by its mouth and hang it like everybody takes a picture and you see the fish hanging, perpendicular to the ground. You have to hold it like it was in the water. You have to support it. I never thought about that. I never considered. This is how ignorant I was. I didn't know about circle hooks. I didn't know what a circle hook was. That's embarrassing now that everybody knows what a circle hook is. Riscala, where have you been? But I didn't. I mean, so for me, the joy of one of the joys of doing the show is the learning about all these different things that some people don't know. I'm one of them. So
I don't think there's anything to be, ashamed of or embarrassed about when it comes to fishing, because a lot of people, they fish a certain way for a certain type of fish in a certain body of water. I kind of compare it to being a doctor. You don't go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor if you have a headache, right? Usually. Mm-hmm. Or if you have a broken arm, every doctor specializes in a particular field. It's kind of like if you talk to a sword fishing guy, he may not be the most knowledgeable on sail fishing and vice versa.
A good point. Yeah.
So you're always, when it comes to fishing, and especially being in a tackle store, people come in all the time and they feel a little shy to ask questions. But once I approach them, or once somebody in the store approaches them and starts asking them questions, what they do for fishing, they loosen up, they become more comfortable, and they start talking. And the whole goal is to help people, go out there and do what they love and not feel embarrassed because the other guy's been doing it for 20 years and knows a lot about it.
Good point. Say it again, Carolyn.
I was saying that's a really great way to explain it and to make it on a wavelength where everybody can get it. The doctor explanation. That's a really great way to do that.
Yeah, especially in a field where there's a lot of big egos. So in fishing, there's a lot of big egos, right? So,
wow.
You kind of got to put just put the ego to the side, and don't be so shy about it, because even some of the most experienced guys, believe it or not, the old dogs can still learn new tricks.
Good point. Good point. Well, have you have you got any plans for any tournaments coming up?
Well, we don't really have anything on the radar right now, but I know coming up I believe there's a swordfish tournament coming up, and also there's some wahoo tournaments. Once we get a little bit more into the season, another month or two, there's going to be some wahoo tournaments. So all that's coming up in the works in the next couple of months. But I think right now this September is usually the lull when everybody is kind of taking a break, and then the new season's going to come around here pretty soon.
Do you have a popular bait that you sell? Of all the different, I know you provide a wide variety of stuff. Is there any one of them that's the most popular?
Well, there's a lot that are around us. I mean, right now the dolphin have been in town and biting in decent size. So a lot of ballyhoo, a lot of bonita strips, and then going out with some chunk bait in case you find that floating debris, a box of squid, to toss out there, or a jig, to cast out there and pull it through the water to make some noise and maybe get the dolphin to chase it.
Yep.
Also, the swordfish have been really biting this past full moon. So the daytime guys have been out there catching a lot of swordfish. And so what they use on those baits are sometimes a rigged squid or a rigged bonita belly or bonita strip, a big strip, or even a dolphin belly. And it's surprising. You hear what they use. I don't know. Have you heard of a snakehead?
I think that's a lure.
Snakehead?
Is it a lure?
No, it's a fish. So the snakehead is an invasive species. That's a freshwater fish.
Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And what they do is they catch those and they fillet them, and then they rig them up for a swordfish bait and put a skirt on them and drop them down. So they even use freshwater bait or fish for bait in the offshore world.
Well, if they take Carolyn, she'll give them a hot dog.
Hey, don't knock it, because sometimes the fish are just so hungry. If you've ever not eaten for a while, I'm sure you can realize that a fish that hasn't eaten for a while, he's going to attack just about anything.
Hey, and I haven't tried putting a skirt on a hot dog yet. I just use it for chunk bait, but that might be a way to go, because I fished with Chase and Tails not too long ago, and they took out these crazy long things that look like eels. I think they were called ribbon fish for bait.
Yeah, yep.
Never saw them before. The biggest, gnarliest teeth I've seen. I'm like, I'm not touching it. But I'll tell you what, fish hit that thing and eat it whole.
It looked like an eel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was long. It was like about 1.5 feet long. And I thought it was a bonita strip when I looked at it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they look like if you've ever seen a needlefish.
Yep.
A needlefish is kind of long and skinny and silver.
Yep.
That's kind of what a ribbon fish looks like, except it doesn't have a pointed nose. It just has a fish face, and it has yellow eyes with fangs, almost like a vampire.
Man.
They're pretty weird-looking, scary looking fish if you haven't seen one before.
I don't think I've ever seen one. This is
it's
saltwater?
4:30 in the morning in the dark? Yes.
This is a saltwater fish?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. It's called a ribbon. I'm going to have to go look that up after the show. See, I'm learning. Again, I'm learning. Wow. Ribbon fish.
They catch them up in Cape Canaveral and a little north.
Wow.
And so what they do, they're very shiny and silver. So they're long, maybe 2-3 feet long. They can get really big, but 2 or 3 feet is about the normal. And they're long and probably 2 inches high and real thin, and they look like a ribbon going through like a shiny, flashy ribbon going through the water.
Oh, wow.
And kingfish really like them.
Well, there was a lot of kingfish coming in yesterday. Man, lots of kingfish. High activity of kings going on right now out there. Everybody had at least two, I think. At least two. There wasn't any shortage of them. And pretty nice. I think the one that won was 46, I think. I may be able to verify that later as some of the guests that are coming on later.
And that was a tournament?
That was the
Ohana that you mentioned?
Yeah, the Ohana tournament. It was put on by Boys Town for Boys Town to help the families. So, again, it's a testimony to what the fishing community does. These people go out, they get to go fishing, enjoy the fishing, catch fish. They know what they invested in the in getting into the tournament. They know that money goes to help families. So it's just this kind of things that I love to promote. I like small businesses because I'm a small business. I like to promote that because I know that when you shop at a small business, generally speaking, about 63 cents of every dollar that you spend in a small business stays in that general area versus these big companies, these big corporations. You spend $1 with them. If you're lucky if you get upwards of 40 cents of every dollar staying back in the area. So I like to promote small businesses, family-owned businesses. Again, everybody wins when we're doing things like that. Prior to you coming on, we had Carol with Mermaid Vodka. Have you ever met her?
I have not met her, but I know the vodka. And I know that they're involved in a lot of the fishing events, too.
Yeah, they do. And they have a premium product. It's all here in Florida. Everything's done. Again, a small family-owned company. And I believe this is really where we need to focus right now more than ever. We need to work on, if I need something, I need a fishing lure or something like that, not to think of going to one of these big box places, excuse me, one of these big box companies or like a Walmart or one of them. They've made it through this insanity this last almost 2 years now, where a lot of the small companies are on a thread right now, and they need all the help they can get more than ever. I ask people, please consider small companies. And if it's a family-owned company, my gosh, give them the number one priority because they're the people who are on the backs of this country. That's where all of this country was built, was on the backs of these small companies. And now they just want to throw us all away. And I think that the general public, if they understood what really is the disaster that's happened, when you talk about this last almost 2 years now, with regard to small companies, many small companies are gone. They're not coming back. And those that are here, they need all the help they can get. More than ever now, they need all the help they can get. So we have Big Dog Tackle, a small family-owned company. Give you personal, this is another thing about dealing with a small company. You get personal interaction with, sometimes with the owner. Many times with the owner. So you're not talking to somebody who's talking to someone, well, I have to go check with so-and-so, who's got to go check with so-and-so, or you're not waiting for an hour on the phone to get an answer just for a simple thing. These are all the qualities of dealing with a small company. So whenever possible, do that. I ask people, please keep that in mind. And if you're down in the area where Big Dog Tackle is, where's Big Dog Tackle located there, my friend?
Yeah, we're over in Pompano Beach, US 1 on 14th Street Causeway, and we're right there on the main highway, US 1, and we're open 6 a.m. 7 days a week, and we're open late till 8 p.m.
I don't know how
and one thing, we're looking, we're having trouble finding help. So if anybody's looking for a job and wants to have fun at a tackle store and, have fun at doing something they love for a job, we're hiring.
Hot dog. I'll keep that in mind.
I have to tell our listeners that is the coolest place to go because even if, and you mentioned that when you go into a store like Trae's, you're going to talk to the owners. Nicole is there. He's there. There's sofas you could sit down on. Even if you don't buy something and you just have a question, you can go in there and they'll help you out with answers. Trae, I hope you start your seminars again because people love logging on and seeing those or coming down to the store when you set up tents. So I'm hoping you have some of those lined up coming up soon. but it's just a place where you go and you end up staying there for an hour or so just to hang out. So working there would not be a really bad thing. It would be a lot of fun.
It sounds like it's an awesome place. I might have to go visit sometime. Make a surprise visit. And don't go down south very often, but I'm considering going down to visit a friend of mine who's down in Miami. And on the way down, just come down and say hi.
Yeah, and Trae is offered. Yep, Trae has offered to set up a show there multiple times. So we should just do the old sofa show.
Oh, hot dog! There you go. No, but then we'll have to be dressed. We can't be in our pajamas, and people have to be. We have to be presentable.
Yes, we can.
No, you can wear your pajamas for sure.
Absolutely. We could get our Christmas pajamas out.
My goodness. All right. Well, I'll have to put that under the consideration. I don't know if I want to show up in my PJs. Oh, my goodness. But I may take you up on really, Carolyn. We'll have to talk about that after the show. But thank you, Trae. I appreciate that. What an honor.
Trae's offered multiple times. He does big seminars right out of the show. They would be on Zoom for folks that were too nervous to come out during COVID. So he has all the equipment there. That would be a great time. We could invite people in. Have a little studio audience. Trae, I'd love to do that.
That'd be fun. Did we lose him? Are you there, Trae?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
He's quiet. It's scary when he gets quiet.
He knew the next thing I was going to say was, how about a Bloody Mary tent out in the outside and some knot tying classes, and we could do that after the show.
Hey, let's get Mermaid Vodka out there.
Yeah, there you go.
She'd do that in a heartbeat. Carol would do that in a heartbeat.
There you go.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, we'll have to figure something like that out now that we don't have all these mandates and stuff in place. Thank you, God. We can enjoy each other's company, and we can actually see each other's face. What a blessing. We'll have to work on something like that. Maybe sometime within the next month or so. Since there doesn't seem to be a whole lot in tournaments going on, maybe we can kind of make up for it in a way.
That would be great.
All right, my friend. Well, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time and the offer. God bless you. I wish you an awesome day. I don't know how you work 7 days a week. My gosh. Retail was one of the hardest things I ever did. I worked retail many, many years ago. I was very young at the time. And it was really, really hard, very, very difficult. It takes a very special person to be able to do that, because whether people realize it or not, you deal with everybody. When you're in retail, you deal with the nice people, and you also deal with not so nice people. And you have to be in that balance all the time. You can't just, you just can't do that, especially if it's your own business. Go ahead, Carolyn.
And I have to say, Riscala, that's only one of his full-time jobs. He's in the insurance business, and then he does all of his charity events. So he wears many hats if you go in that store. So that's just, I don't know how you find enough time in the day, Trae, and all of the charities that you do. We didn't have time to talk about this visit, but there's so much you do for fundraising for that young boy who passed away. It's amazing what you do.
Wow. Again, it's a testimony to the kind of people that we have here in South Florida. And I'm sure I don't want to take anything away from any other fishing community, but it's just a testimony that I see firsthand of some of the kind of people that we have down here. Summer Warren comes to mind. There's a couple of others. The garbage thing. I don't know why I have a block of that. The trash
can slam.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a couple of them that come to mind, that all the benefits go to help people. And how can you lose if you're someone that loves fishing like me? I can never. If I ever had an affair, when I was married, I told my wife my boat was my affair. I didn't have time for a girlfriend. That was my affair. I was after her all the time. So when you're in that kind of thing, and you love to fish, and you have to go fishing, so you have that enjoyment, knowing that whatever you invested in getting into the tournament is going to help somebody else in some way. How can you not support something? I mean, that's the greatest thing to me. This is the goodness that we see that I have to really look hard to find nowadays, because there's so much insanity around us, so much. But when I see things like this, like yesterday at the Ohana, knowing that all the money that they raise is going to go help families. And my daughter happens to work for Boys Town, so I know it's not like these some of these big tournaments. The money goes to help somebody's pocket. it's not necessarily help other people. And so, again, this is a testimony to some of the things that go on here. And I'm, in my minuscule way, whatever way that might be, I'm honored to be a part of that. It really helps me carry on, if you will, because, again, we're living in insane times, you guys. This is insanity what's going on today. I never thought in my life I would ever be seeing what we're seeing today. And to find some light out there, and this is the area that I see the light. I see people willing to put their hand out and help someone up if they need help. People willing to do all kinds of, make sacrifices for other people because people need help. That's, to me, is one of the most awesome things. And when I hear about things like that, what you're doing with the charities, that's, that's a truly awesome gift, and I appreciate that, man. That really, it just warms my heart, to be honest with you. That's the kind of thing that I love to hear when we're helping each other, because it's too easy to hurt each other, and it takes a special effort to be able to help each other. Did I lose you?
I got you. Yeah, no, I mean, I've always grown up with the idea that if you have the means to be able to help somebody, you should try to help people.
Amen.
Because there's so many people that you could just lend a helping hand, and it may not be, a world-altering thing, but to help somebody out in a time of need, why not? If you can do it, why not do it?
Yeah. I'm a firm believer, right along those lines. If you can help, you have the power to help, then help. If you can't, then just walk away. But don't harm. Don't purposely harm. And I see a lot of that purposely harm stuff going on. That's what bothers me today. So we really, I have to look hard to see, to find that light. And this is, dealing with people like you. Carol also does, and Carolyn, both, they do charity work. People like that warms my heart. That gives me hope in humanity with what's going on today. Because it's just, for me, my experience right now is that it's pretty tough. It's tough on our children with what's going on in school. Some of them don't want to wear masks. I have grandchildren who don't want to wear masks. And it's hard on them as well. So when I find something like this, I'm ever so happy and eager to promote anything that's going to help other people. Because inevitably, when I say it helps everybody, it's kind of selfish in a way because I'm part of that everybody, So everybody wins. So in a way, it's kind of selfish, but hey. But when we can prevent things in a manner where everybody's going to win, that's what I love to do. And go into a little place like Big Dog Tackle, you're helping a small business, you're helping a family-owned company. Again, we're talking about family-owned companies. You're not helping some corporate man buy a president buy a third house or some silly thing. You're helping literally feed a family. So you become part of their extended family, if you will. This is what I love about small companies. So I don't think you'd be disappointed if you went to visit the Big Dog Tackle. And I think you have a website as well, right? Don't you guys? You're on the web as well.
Yeah, we do. And actually, we have the online store. So even if you're not local, you can make a purchase online. And if you have any questions about products, you can still call the store because we're open so many hours that we're pretty much available if you have any questions online. And the website is bigdogtackle.com.
Huh. Excellent.
And something that I wanted to mention too for the ladies, they have an awesome ladies department with clothing, with all of the UV tights and swimwear, pelagic wear. Awesome. They have children's clothes in there. I go in there all the time just to mess up the racks. So there's amazing clothes in there on the when you go in there. So it's not just fishing tackle. There's almost everything you need. The men's clothes, sunglasses. They've got some electronics in there. So it's really a place to go. Ice.
Atlas Trax.
Yeah, Atlas Trax is in the store. So, which you should start rent that out and make yourself a couple bucks. Get it back at the end of the day.
Wow.
But yeah, there's some great things there. Rod repairs, everything that someone would need.
Well, that's more and more reason to go by and say hi. I got to see this place now. It sounds like a really awesome place to be. Even if you're bored, you just go sit down on the couch, right?
Yep, and
For
it's
sure.
right across the street from the Pompano Beach Golf Course. You can get a little snack over there after. It's a really easy in and out of the parking lot. It's large. You don't have to worry about parking.
Wow.
So everything, it's right by the boat ramp. That you can go to the boat ramp and watch people come in with their boats. It's a great central location.
Cool. We're going to have to do that, Carolyn. We'll have to go by and make a surprise visit.
Yeah, stay with us. Stay with us overnight. We'll get out in the boat.
Go out there and we'll make a surprise visit. Trae, thank you for the offer. I really mean that. And we're going to take you up on it. I just don't know when. But we'll make sure that it's convenient for all of us to do that. And thank you for what you do with the charities. And thank you for taking time with us this morning. I know you're there at the store, and probably customers are walking around, and you got to keep an eye on them as well. So thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Go ahead, Carolyn.
I was just going to say, I'm sure I'll see you this week, and let's try and do that Bloody Mary knot tying seminar. We'll get Carol in there.
Definitely. We just actually did a ladies seminar with Danielle from Temple Reef. She did a great one with the Ladies Let's Go Fishing crowd, and we had a great turnout. A lot of ladies, not many young ladies, but more ladies that are more mature, and they go out fishing a lot, and they hang out together, and it was a great turnout.
Cool.
Just the ladies with the ladies.
Wow.
And I'm sorry I missed that one. I got to make sure. Let me know when you have those. I'll come over and help and support any way I can.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Thank you, my friend. We're off to a break.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Thinking of moving? Before you do anything else, call Diane Whittick. She provides a concierge service. Things like having your home or condo packed and shipped, even take care of your home repairs or upgrades. Diane has the expertise to get it done. As a seller, you will have constant contact. She will furnish you with bids on any services that might need completion: air conditioning, plumbing, handyman, and even cleaning. Living up north and have a home to sell here in South Florida? Just give her the keys, address, and a signature. Your payment will be wired when the property is sold. That's right, Diane does it all. Thinking of buying? Diane has great listening skills. Tell her what you want, give her your budget, and like a genie, she will make your real estate wish come true. There's no regrets when you choose Diane Whittick. To reach Diane, call 561-247-5478. That's 561-247-5478.
Do you need toner for your Epson, Hewlett-Packard, Canon, Brother, Apple, or Sharp printers? Look no further than Laser Technologies. In business for over 20 years, they offer the lowest prices on toner on the web. They can also repair your laser printers and toners fast and easy. Call their expert staff today at 561-792-9600 or email us at service@laser-technologies.com for all your toner needs. All toner is shipped nationwide. Why wait? Get the lowest prices on toner. Call or email us today.
Do you have an unusual pet? Did you know that the Rainforest Clinic in Loxahatchee specializes in exotic pets? They see pets that other vets don't. Parrots and chickens, ducks, geese, turtles, snakes, goats, pigs, lizards, and even monkeys. Are you a beekeeper? Dr. Clubb, the first of her kind in the area? Yes, she takes care of bees as well. Dr. Susan Clubb has decades of experience and known around the world for her reputation as a premier avian vet. Located at 3319 E Road in Loxahatchee, just a short distance north of Okeechobee Road, you will find a modern clinic with in-house labs, which allow you to get your test answers quickly. You can find them online at www.susanclub.com. That's www.susanclubb.com. Or you can reach her at 561-795-4878. It's Dr. Susan Clubb. That's 561-795-4878. The Rainforest Clinic located in Loxahatchee. 561-795-4878.
Want to give your pet the celebrity treatment? Have you heard of Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care in Royal Palm Beach? They're located just off State Road 7 and have been servicing the area for 14 years. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care is the home of the Blueberry Facial, also specializing in tartar removal with 8 years of assisting in dental procedures. Holly Wolf Pet Grooming and Care? They're more than just about dogs. They are the only experienced cat groomer in the area. They also cater to all breeds and sizes and open 6 days a week. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care, located just north of the Super Walmart in Royal Palm Beach. You can find them at 250 Business Parkway. They specialize in shampoos with no extra charge. Flea and tick dips also available. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. You can give them a call at 561-793-9992. They also provide gift certificates for those looking for that special present. Hollywood Pet Grooming and Care. 561-793-9992. They're located in Royal Palm Beach. That number, 561-793-9992. Call for your appointment today.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We have ignition. Strap in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on. When the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. Fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah. I'm fishing and
Good morning from the Sunshine State. Broadcasting from Palm Beach County, it's the Fishing in Florida Show. Sundays from 8 to 10 a.m. And now, here's your host, Riscala.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida Show, and there are several different ways that you can listen to us. The easiest of all of those ways is if you download our app, and if you do that, you can listen to any of the shows on the network. It's like having a radio station, a radio tuned to one station. Boy, I'm having a hard time with that one this morning. Again, it's the easiest way to listen to us. There's no spyware. There's no adware. We don't have push notifications, so you don't have to worry about any of that. A lot of the stuff that you download for, quote, free, it's not so free when you're having to give up your privacy. And we don't want to know about any of that. We just want to make you one of the happy people listening to our network. And again, that's available for Androids. You can find it at the major stores. If you look up our home network, which is WTRM or Trim Radio. So WTRMradio.com is our website, and Trim Radio, I believe, on the stores is a way to find the app. If you have the TuneIn app, go to Marina Rock Radio. A big thank you to Marina Rock. They allow us to use their servers on Sunday morning to reach their people, and I am ever so grateful for that. So if you have the TuneIn app, you can go to Marina Rock. That's another way you can listen to us. If you're on the web, you can just go to our website, fishinginfloridashow.com, and that's another way you can listen to us. If you're on Facebook, go to our Facebook page, Fishing in Florida Show, and click on Contact Us, and that will get you a live link to the show. So we try to make it as easy as possible because I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to kind of let me share with you on Sunday morning. Me and most of the time, almost all the time, 99% of the time, Carolyn, until she decides to sneak out on me every once in a while. Who is Carolyn? Oh, Carolyn is with Atlas Trax, and if you want to protect what you love to the max, this is who you have to talk to, Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back.
Well, thank you. But, I have to tell you, when I do sneak out, we put you in, even better hands than me at times with the Florida Salty Cowgirl.
I'm fortunate to know, like I said, it's a testimony to the people in the fishing community. I am very fortunate to know some awesome people in the fishing community who take up their time and literally teach other people. The greatest thing that I believe that we can... One of the greatest things that we can do is we have the knowledge to share that knowledge with somebody else to help them overcome that learning curve, if you will. And one of those people is Mike Simko. I kind of embarrassed myself thinking when I heard about kites and kite fishing, I thought, what a waste of time. Are you going to sit there and mess with a kite and try to figure out how to control the kite and put your line in it? I didn't know anything about kite fishing, and this man really has taken me from A to Z, and I greatly appreciate him so much because he teaches, and this is one of the things that's important to me, that you teach people the knowledge that you have, and then let them, go on. So welcome, Mike. I greatly appreciate it, and an honor to meet you in person yesterday at the tournament.
Hey, thanks, Riscala. Good morning, Carolyn. How you doing?
I'm great, and I have to tell you, I found some really great pictures of you in the Pearl tent on the internet. If you haven't seen them, I'll shoot them over to you. But really good stuff.
Yeah, man, I had the pleasure of hanging out with Pearl Bean, who is the creator of Pearl Kites this weekend. He put together a really nice booth and presentation at the Boys Town tournament, which was a great one, especially for a first event. What did you think, Scott?
I thought it was pretty good. I didn't realize it was their first event. Somebody was telling me this is the first one, and I said, I don't think so. I thought they've done a couple. But I thought it went very well. There's a lot of kingfish caught, huh?
Yeah, it seems like the king bite was the hot bite yesterday, even though a lot of the boats were coming in and telling me there was, especially the ones fishing south, they hooked a tremendous amount of sailfish, which was not a category. But, man, you know, when you're hooking sailfish and they become a nuisance, there's something good about that.
That is amazing. And again, I think we're going into sailfish season. Am I correct or incorrect? As we get closer to January?
Oh, well, you know, it's funny. I said this before on the show. The summer bite, it's just something that over the years and decades, people just kind of figured that after March, let's start targeting other fish. You know, the mahi start moving through, and there's a mullet run, spring mullet run. There's just all kinds of good things that happen. And people forget about sail fishing or kite fishing. But that's changing. I mean, in the summer months, numbers and numbers of sailfish. A friend of mine went out last week and got 6 sailfish in a day, which is a great day in the winter. So I really don't know what to tell you as far as, you know, when is the season. Traditionally, it starts in November, December, January, goes all the way through March. But like I said, we're seeing more sailfish all the time now.
That and the mahi too, right? It has been rather unusual. It didn't seem like they went and...
It's been a great bite.
Yeah, but I mean, in my experience, in my memory, what's left of it, it seemed like there was a time right around now that they would leave. They wouldn't be so plentiful, and it seems like that didn't happen this last year when all this COVID
stuff. Yeah, well,
stuff.
you know, that was always like the March. You know, the spring run. The spring run would get you from south to north. They'd come around, you know, Florida Straits and move their way up into New England, and then it gets cold. Starts getting cold up there in September, and they start to slide back south where left of them and go the opposite way. And summer wasn't really that great, but it's been good this summer.
Yeah, it's been really different from my experience anyway, with all this that's going on. So how long were you did you spend at the tournament yesterday?
I popped in and helped Pearl for about 3 hours on Friday, and then also another 3 hours yesterday. You know, he basically manhandles the thing, and he's the expert when it comes to the building and engineering of these kites. So, matter of fact, I thought he might be joining us. Did he call in yet, or?
I'm waiting for him to call in. I had a brief conversation with him, and it was quite interesting how I don't know really how to put it where it makes sense. Scientific, maybe that may not be the right terminology, but it was the way he was explaining how he came up with the kite, the material, the backing, the parts. He knew the weight down to the gram. It was like, holy smokes, man. So it was the man knows what he's talking about when he's discussing kites and the manufacture of kites and why you want to use a particular kite for a particular application. And I'm hoping he'll call in. I sent him.
Yeah,
I think I got. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to tell you that what always amazes me about Pearl is that, you know, the things that we might overlook or just not think about when you're thinking about building or sewing up a kite. You know, he rolls out that material, and one of the things that I was shocked by was how much really gets thrown away because it doesn't meet up with his standard of, you know, uniformity. So he has a way of looking at this, you know, this poly material and seeing the lines and making sure that no area is more dense than the other or less dense, because that all plays into how the wind, you know, permeates through the kite.
Mm-hmm.
And he just takes that to a level. Of course, all that takes more time. All that takes, you know, which translates to a little bit more money. But, you know, take it from me, I own 60 kites of all different manufacturers. I've flown them all many times in different conditions. And I just really love the way his, they go up so easily and they're stable. And I was telling you yesterday, I love the way that I can keep that kite a little lower. If you look at the fleet, we can keep those kites as low as possible to the water within reason. And, you know, that particularly on the longer baits that are out there fishing, increase your hookup ratio because you're not dropping back all that extra line in the water if your kite's flying too high. So that's just a technical thing that I love about him.
Well, I think we got him on the line, and his name is Pearl Bean, and he is the owner, the inventor, the founder of Pearl Kites. You can find more information on pearlkites.com. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, thank you for meeting up with me, and I just stepped on my co-host. I apologize, Carolyn. Go ahead.
That's okay. I was going to say good morning to Pearl and let him know we have Mike on the phone also.
Yeah, we planned
Hey,
it.
Mike.
Hey, Pearl. Long time no talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had the privilege of meeting both Mike and Pearl yesterday, and Pearl gave me the scientific aspect, if you will, of the kites. It was very impressive. I was explaining earlier that you were telling me right down to the gram how much a particular component that went into the kite, how much it weighed right down to the gram. And the material that is used is really, you look at it and it looks like it's solid. But if you remember, I put my hand behind it and went, wow, it's like translucent. So it's very breathable material. I just can't say enough positive things. So I wanted Pearl to come on and kind of let the listeners know a little bit about how did Pearl Kites come about, what gave him the idea to do this. He makes kites by hand. These are all made by hand. Again, this is a family-owned business locally. No reason why not to support something like this. I've explained to everybody, when you're dealing with a small company, everybody wins because the majority of your money is going to stay in the local area. When you're dealing with these big corps, you're lucky if you get 40 cents out of the dollar. So, Pearl, tell us a little bit. How did all of this start?
Actually, it started back when my family lived in San Francisco, and I was just a little Pearl, a little midget.
A little Pearl.
And my dad had a fascination for flying kites, and he came from Kansas in that area, and he would take me down to the hardware store, and we would pick out some bamboo sticks. And Dad was very, very meticulous how he would watch them art and feel, and I would watch him actually go through many of these little sticks, tomato sticks, and he would pick them out. And then we would go over and he had some twine, and we would put them together and we would arch them. Then we would take our garbage bags where we got our groceries in, and we would cut out patterns and glue them together. And that was our beginning skins. And then we went down there and flew them. And as a boy, it was great memories. Okay. And there's days when that wind gust would come in there and, tear up the kites. And me and Dad would go again, a few weeks. We'd build another one. And we eventually went into plastic garbage bags. And then pretty much that's what always got me hooked on kites. From there, I just always had a small fascination. Then, I did some flying with my children. Then I ended up with a job at the competitors building kites. And you kind of already see to me, they're fascinating. Okay. And so I already had some background. Then my dad was a photo machinist and an engraver who taught me high quality standards and you teach people quality. And that's where what really helps me today shine is the standards my dad set, and he was very meticulous. But with his machinist backgrounds and Mom being a seamstress who taught me the fabrics, okay? And my mother taught me more about fabrics as she was going more blind than any time because she taught me how to feel it.
Wow.
And it becomes a great advantage in this, okay? And in the stitching. And you got to know when that fabric is rolling wrong and what it looks like. And as you put your hand up against it the other day, you've seen how, like you said, it looks solid, but it has to be breathable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it has to be very square. So that's what got me started. Then, as I'm at the competitors and I've seen the failures, what taught me a lot about more was talking to the mates and the captains, because I would hear their complaints or the non-complaints, but when I would hear the complaints and you've already rebuilt, say, 2,000 kites, you're seeing the failures are coming back to the shops. And I knew I could fix those failures. So that's when I started coming back home after work, and I would play making kites again. Okay, and actually my dad was still alive at that time, so he would help me. So we actually started in like 2016 starting to mess with it. Then I had a wide range of knowledge from carbon fiber from other businesses ago, and I came up with a pattern for the spars.
Go ahead.
I finally worked it out where I made a better spar, and with the good quality from DuPont and 3M products, I was able to come up with a superior, lighter spar, more flexible, and since it was a little tad lighter, it does help the fishermen, you know, in the lighter winds. And let me say something about like my centerpiece. My centerpiece is 2.5 grams lighter than any competitor.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I can't help you master the light wind, but I can shift the odds better in your favor. Okay? And so I went to make the light kite. But I'm sorry I get tongue-tied, but Mike knows I get excited about kites anyway, you know?
Well, Mike, the reason I'm muting you is I'm getting some background noise from your end. If you're on a speakerphone, turn the volume down a little bit because we're picking up some noise in the background.
Okay, I just tried to change that out. Sorry.
No worries. Yes, so Mike has been using pearl kites for quite some time. I would never have known about any of this had it not been for Mike. And I meant to ask you yesterday, Pearl, the size of your kite in comparison to other kites, is it the same, bigger, smaller?
Mine's a whisker smaller, and then I also make a 30-inch, what Mike's been using, with which working very good in the field. So I offer that, and I also offer the 30-inch in with large holes in for the high winds, and I also offer a 40-hole in the larger kite.
And a pretty pink. A pretty pink, Carolyn.
Oh, yeah, you'll see it up there.
Yep, I saw it in the booth, and you were with Ladies Love Pink. Those girls are pretty amazing. They donated a lot of items for our Ladies Fish Off, which was awesome. And I bought up some of their products, some of their pretty flags with a beaded, jeweled eye. So I can't wait to fly those with you, Mike.
That'd be great. I can't wait.
I'm waiting for the pink boat now, okay?
Oh, I'm working on that.
Okay.
Hey, don't laugh. There was a Viking out there that was pink years ago. I think it's still out there somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was bubblegum or above or something. I remember that boat. But, I'm trying to sweet talk Stevie into giving me one.
Awesome.
It was very interesting, the story behind how Pearl came about all of this. And with his mom being a seamstress and his dad being a former maker, and the advantage that he has because he has this literally growing up in this whole industry and knowing what he knows. And again, down to the gram, my goodness, down to the gram. He knows what's going into his product. A very superior product. What I saw yesterday with the support, one of the supports and made out of graphite, and how much tension that thing took. It was very impressive. I don't think you would be disappointed with trying one of these at all in any way. And I know you can get them from Mike, or you can get them from Pearl. That's pearlkites.com, or Mike is kite fishing. Mike, I'm having a blank here. Kitefishing.com.
It's easy. Kitefishing.com. It's easy.
Yeah. So those are different areas that you can find them. Mike, again, is one of those people who's very educational. I've have to bring it back up again, but it's been a while. I have a kind of an educational video of Mike on the Fishing in Florida show on the Facebook page, where he's talking about the kites and how it works and the advantages of having a kite. I got to go back and find it, and I'll bring it back up so it's a more recent page, and you can go there and watch a short video. It's not very long, and get more information there. In the meantime, what I wanted to ask Pearl is what have you got in the latest and greatest for the future? Are you going to come out with different colors than you have now? Because while I'm thinking about it, I really like the teal, but there's some other colors as well.
You know, what I do check the manufacturers and what's available, but you got to watch the weave. You know, I can show you a nice color, but doesn't mean it's going to fly good. So I have to go by the quality of the weave and the way it feels and the weight, you know, because I'm weighing these things.
Wow.
I weigh everything. That's correct.
Wow.
I weigh the string, okay?
Holy smokes, man.
Yeah, but in the future, and it's going to be in a very near future, I tweak a separate pattern, and I already did all the testing, so I know I'm going to be putting this on the market. The spars are going to weigh a gram lighter, so we are talking a kite where it's going to be on the market 5 grams lighter than any competition. And that 5 grams, again, it'll help you some in the lighter winds. You know, it's not the fix. I'm working on it, okay? But zero wind is difficult to master, I found. You know, okay.
Well, it's not if you're the Lord, you can do it real easy. But other than
well,
that,
yeah, but that's an inside deal there, okay? That's a fixed deal. That can, you know, he knows Mother Nature, okay? And I know not to make her mad, okay? Because you never make a woman mad.
Amen. Amen.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Hey, I'm okay with that statement. I'm totally okay with that.
I'm fine. I'll roll over and play dead any day, okay? But the graphite is they're just making leaps and bounds in graphite, okay? Because I can me and my manufacturer now, we joke, but we brag to each other, and this is just, you know, when we're laughing at each other. But we brag that we can build a spar where we can put it in orbit.
That'd be cool.
We can put it in orbit, and we're talking light material. But there are some other materials out there we're working with right now in the shop, and that's where my goal is to just keep making a lighter and lighter kite and keep the strength up without compromising strength and quality.
And
And where do you make these? You're in Florida, right, Pearl?
Yes, I'm in Florida. I'm up here in Sebring. I got family in West Palm Beach. I was raised down there in Davie and Broward as a boy.
So another good family business in Florida.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, we're family. It's all family. Okay, and I'm looking forward one day for one of the boys to take over, and then I can actually go fishing. Okay.
enjoy fishing. Right?
Oh yeah, no, I think I can find myself a captain or two, maybe, huh?
I think with all the people that you probably know by now with the product that you make, I don't think you would have any problem at all getting out there in a heartbeat. Especially with people like Mike who constantly say positive things about your kite, and I imagine it's only because of the experience, right, Mike? The experience that you've had with the kite.
Oh yeah.
Right. You know, I in my business I try not to play any favorites, and what else ultimately happens though, because, and Pearl will tell you, I'm not one of those guys. I don't think it's responsible to be kitefishing.com and then be looking for a bunch of free product to promote. So I like to support the businesses as well that I start to learn are really building something superior. So when you go in my boat, I mean, you'll see some stuff that doesn't look very expensive because it's not, but it actually I've shown it to work really well for me, and it doesn't have to cost a lot. There are some very expensive things like, you know, my hooker reels for retrieving the kites. They're worth it to me. But the Pearl kite, like tell you, just from having all the different manufacturers over the years. I just love to pull that out, and I love in particular that pink color that he's got. It just happens to be very different at the moment. Not a lot of them flying out there, but then the stability of the kite. So I don't want to take a chance by grabbing something, flipping it out there. The wind's variable, and it takes a dunk. We lose fishing time. So I love the fact that I can get pearls up easily, and they're very stable.
Now, here's what I've learned, not what I've learned, some of what I've learned from Mike about kites, and that is when you get one of these kites, and I don't even know if this is in the instructions, or probably is, but you're supposed to wash them. I never thought about that. Never gave a second thought to that.
No.
And
Can I highlight on that? I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Yeah.
It's a common mistake, and it's frustrating if you're not, when you first fly, and because to learn kite flying, there's a learning curve there, and it's an art. But what really goes against you is when fabric is made, they put a coating on it called staging. Think about a stiff shirt when you first put it on, but it always feels better after it's been cleaned, and it gets nice and soft. That's when you get that where that wind flows through the fabric. If you don't get that staging off, it won't flow, and you'll see that thing shiver in the sky and eventually go into the drink. So what you want to do is just get some Dawn soap and a sponge and lather it up on both sides. Let it sit for maybe 5-10 minutes and give it a good rinsing. Okay, and then if you do put it in the drink, keep in mind that salt will clog up that fabric, and you need to rinse, do a thorough rinse. Mike's got a nice little jig he's got inside his engine room. He puts them on the rack. Okay, so if you put one in the drink, you can dry it out nice and fast. But it's a common mistake on that. And the other thing I wanted to bring to everybody's attention, back to the spars for a second, is I have one less moving part on my kite. I was able to remove the back bridle because I was able to disperse the load into the spars. So a pearl kite has less moving parts, and anytime you get less moving parts on a mechanical piece, you're better off.
I agree 100%. I
just want to bring that out on the fabric.
I have to deal with electromechanical stuff all the time, and the less complicated, the less problems that they have. The more complicated, the more problems that they have. It's just simple numbers. The more you open yourself up with all these different things, the more chances that something's not going to go right. I think I stepped on Carolyn. Were you going to say something, Carolyn?
No, I was just remembering how many times I've put my kites in the water. So I'm getting a washing lesson.
You got to remember to wash the kites. Again, I so appreciate people like Mike and now Pearl, who I've had the opportunity to meet. Share their knowledge so that you get through the learning curve and the frustration level. I know sometimes with some products, if you don't know the niche, if you will, how to make it work the way they seem to make it work. You see some of the stuff on like a TV commercial or something, and it seems so simple to do. And then you get the product and you go, holy smokes, man, I don't know how that guy did whatever it was that we're doing. That's crazy. And so we have the manufacturer telling you how to utilize the product in the best way. And again, we're a small company, family-owned, local in Florida. It's everybody wins. And on top of that, it's a superior product. Without question, because Mike stands behind it 100%. Right, Mike?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got...
So I was thinking, Mike, maybe you can help me. Would the ladies have a tournament on October 2nd on Real Captivating? So can you help me get one of the pink ones ordered so we have it in time and we can fly it with Ford?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll just talk offline with that one this week.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, absolutely. I want to put some of the pink kites up.
Awesome.
No, Pearl.
That means I start building one, right?
There you go.
Yes. That means you need to start building one. It's a Kingfish, Wahoo, and Dolphin tournament.
No, we're going to try to be there. We can, and we'll we just put a little line on the pink column now for you. Okay.
Absolutely. If you don't know, we've got a cancer survivor Pink Ladies fishing team. So all of us on the boat will have been.
No, I support that movement 100%. Just some personal experience of friends. And,
and we But it's pretty amazing. We have a young lady who just had, not on our team, but she just had cancer surgery 2 days ago. If she can travel, we're going to get her over here from Tampa just to sit inside the boat and look out the window. But hopefully she'll be with us in 4 weeks.
Awesome.
That's great.
So,
I like to thank the Boys Town and Girls Town. Boys. I always mess that up, but the Boys Town of West Palm Beach for their first tournament. I thought was very good turnout. The happiest moment I want to tell you, because all tournaments have a happy moment. I'm happier if you win, I'm sure, but there was a point. The little girl came up there, and I got a photograph when she held up that little itty bitty dolphin. And as far as the grin on her face, as far as she knew, Mike, that was an 85-pound dolphin. You could see it in her. She don't take her fishing. You can see the story's going to get long here, but
oh my gosh.
She thought she had an 85-pound dolphin.
Wow,
that's great.
That's really.
I love that. We love inspiring young anglers too. When they come up to us, I have a 12-year-old girl come up to us and said she wanted to be a pink lady. I hunted her down, found her, and gave her a pink lady tank top, and she started crying.
Cool.
I couldn't believe it.
How cool is that?
God, that's great.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to take care of them when they're young and have them grow up and to be positive adults than try to take care of it when they're adults. I've said that many times. And this is one area this is an area that you can use this to do that. We have some people who come on, I can't think of who it is, takeakidfishing.com, I think it is. I can't remember his name. Forgive me, whoever you are. Is that Rob? I don't remember who it is, but we have people like that. They literally take kids that are foster children, or they may be on the autistic spectrum, and take them out and take them fishing to turn them on to something that they hopefully will enjoy and carry out for the rest of their lives. There's a lot of positive things in the fishing community, and I'm ever so proud to be just a little minuscule part of that. Mike, anything else you'd like to share with us about the kites?
Well, only that thanks again for having us on, and I'm glad you got to meet Pearl finally. I've been talking about him long enough.
Yeah.
And, I think to add on to something you said earlier is that, when a good company, local, small company is especially Florida-based here for all of us Florida fishermen, it's great to support that type of a business. And particularly what I like to support are guys that have this super quality focus like Pearl. So that's why I keep pushing him. He's really a good guy that really tried to build the best product out there.
Yeah, I meant to ask you, Pearl, because we talked about you silk screening the kites, and that's a way of putting the artwork on the kites. Do you do it will you do it custom? Like if, John Smith's fishing team comes to you?
Well, okay. The silk screening I do here in the shop pertaining to, building a kite. But when it gets to that imaging, I do send that out for the custom. Like I can put your boat on there like Captivating and do a beautiful job. And I do have to pay attention to balance. Believe it or not, you can put too much ink on a kite.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because that kind of stops the breathing, right? It doesn't enable it to breathe as easily?
There's different types of inks and there's different types of methods.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, when I do a custom kite, they get pricey, and a lot of it is me balancing out. When I actually fit that kite to spars, I am directly fitting that kite to that pair of spars exactly.
Mm.
And because I have to account for the airflow, the reduction possibly in the material. And I did notice that certain inks, and you're correct on that, don't flow as good. And I learned that again from my dad actually used to do silk screening when I was a kid, too.
So all this, there's no coincidences
Yeah,
in the
he
world.
did.
I believe that. I totally believe that. Look at how all that came together to make a superior product that you have.
Well, say that question one more time.
I said there's no coincidences in the world. Look at how all of that, your dad being a silk screener, a former kite manufacturer, your mom being a seamstress, how all of that came together for you to make a superior product. Isn't that amazing?
I sit back and I do. I laugh at quietly in my mind. I mean, what's the odds of that? Because what I started as what bring warmth to my heart at the end of my, because I'm getting in my 60s now. I'm not going to be here forever. Brings me warmth again,
Mm-hmm.
And it's somebody laid down a path I was supposed to go down.
Yep, and you followed. I think it's awesome when.
Well, in my case, I flew.
Well, I hope that you are able to pass it on to one of you. What did you have? 2 boys? Did you tell me?
No, I have 4. I have 4 boys.
I'm hoping that you're able to pass that on to them to keep it going.
Oh no, I think fishing is very addictive, and it's good to spend time with your family fishing or in a group.
Amen.
And that's what got us all there at the Boys Town. I think we all have that in common.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to bond a family. You can bond a family with a cane pole and a little guppy.
That's right.
But as you start with the cane pole and little guppy, eventually you'll get addicted enough where you'll kite fly. You'll meet people like Mike would take kite flying to the next level.
I agree.
And he mastered that, no doubt. But it's a good way to bond the family, and
I'm right there with you.
Good.
In my life's experience, that's exactly what, for me, that's what it was. It was my mom loved fishing, and as a result of that, we went fishing on a regular basis. It was not uncommon for us to go fishing at least once a week. Go out on a weekend somewhere. My dad, sometimes it would be a boat. The majority of the time it would be, we'd be fishing from bridges or piers or things of that nature. But occasionally we go out on a boat. But back then they used to have some great fishing spots right from the bridges. Down in the Keys were some really, really great spots down there. We could go fishing right from the bridge. And everybody having experienced this fishing journey, was, I say many times, it's kind of sort of like the glue that held us all together, because we all played a part in it. We all caught the fish. My brother would scale them. My mom, I would clean them. My mom would get them ready with the spices and stuff. My dad would cook them. So everybody played a part, and I really truly believe that helped us be a very close-knit family to this. I tell people openly and unashamedly, my brother's my best friend to this day. And I really believe that played a vital component in our family. So that's one of the reasons I do the show, is to give families an opportunity, to give ladies an opportunity, to know that there are ladies that, this has relatively been a male-dominated industry up until, say, the last 10 years or so. It's pretty much been a male-dominated industry, and more ladies are coming into it, and I'm finding through the data that one of the fastest growing components of the fishing industry itself is lady anglers. More and more ladies want to get involved, and so if it's a lady that happens to be a lady that's also a mom in a family, and get her family involved, and we take that time to enjoy what God has given us. I mean, I tell people all the time, if you don't like water and you live in Florida, you're in the wrong place. You've picked a poor, really, you have. We literally live on a sponge. You can't go anywhere in Florida. I would venture to say you couldn't travel more than 10 miles anywhere in Florida without seeing some kind of water somewhere. I don't think you could even that much.
I don't think you can go 10 miles.
Yeah. So if you don't like water, you're in the wrong place. And since we have all this water, again, for me, growing up, one of the things that kept me out of trouble was to go fishing. We would literally go down to the canal. We had saltwater canals. I would take a 5-gallon bucket and my fishing rod and a toolbox, a tackle box, and that's it. That's all we would take. We'd get down there. We'd find our own bait. We'd break open the mussels or the oysters, whatever they were called, and catch little pinfish. Use the pinfish to catch bigger fish. And it literally kept me out of trouble, because until I learned how to do that, I was a little demon. I was a little troublemaker. I was just I was one of those kids who was curious, and the curiosity, it was like Curious George always getting in trouble. That was me. I did stuff that I didn't think about, just silly things. Learned to do fishing. It was great. Kept me out of trouble. Made a lot of peace around the house for my parents. So yes, fishing for me was a vital component in our family, and I'm hoping and praying that other people can see We have lady anglers who, I have a lady who comes on, Betty Bowman, who has an organization called Ladies Let's Go Fishing. She devotes her work to helping other ladies to literally learning from how to tie the knot to how to cook the fish. Doesn't leave anything out. So it's an awesome thing to know that there are other people that kind of feel the same as I do, because I really, family is the most important thing to me, and it's not something that comes out of my mouth. Mike got to meet one of my daughters yesterday. I don't know if you knew she was adopted, Mike, but we told them straight up when we got the kids. We told them straight up that they were adopted. 7 kids altogether. So it's not just words out of my mouth when I talk about family. It's my life's experience. It's my heart's passion that we keep families together, because they're under such a dire attack today. And we do what we can to keep them together. Fishing is an absolutely wonderful way to do that. And the entire community around it, the people around it, Pearl, Mike, Carolyn, Carol, and we've got Angelia coming up here in a minute, the Florida Salty Cowgirl. All people who are willing to work with other people. If they need the help, they're willing to reach out and help. That is what we need more and more of in the world. I can't say that enough. I'm ever so grateful for what you do, my friend, and that you shared with me, right down to like an engineering scale, for Pete's sake, trying to figure out how to make these things fly in the way that they fly. It really was very impressive. I don't know that other people go through what you go through, and I think that shows in the end result in having a superior product. So thank you, Pearl. I appreciate you sharing with us this morning.
No. Again, it was wonderful to meet you and your daughter, and we're looking forward for Mike to fly the kites, catch a fish, and then we're going to find out your mother's recipe on how to cook.
Hot dog.
Okay. And then, but again, thank you for having me on the show, and I will start moving on that pink kite. And that pink was kind of a gamble when I was doing that, when I was picking my colors. I didn't know if the community of fishing would lean towards the pink kite, but it's actually done well.
Well, let me tell you what's really big about this tournament. It's called Twisted Sister, October 1. There's boat decorating on Friday night to an 80s theme, and then fishing on Saturday, the 2nd of October. But it's a lady-only angler tournament, and the boys can help, of course, run the boat and run the cockpit. So it's a really good opportunity to, I should probably have them fly 1 or 2, but yeah, let's start getting those ready to go, since we have three and a half weeks to go. And then I'll tell Travis he's flying some pink kite for us.
No, good. I said I'll go, and then again, it was nice to meet everybody down there at the boys' town. It really was.
Well, that's a two-way street, my friend. Now, before you go, I have Angelia on the line with us as well. And if I remember right, I think pink was one of her favorite colors when she hand makes lures from time to time. Angelia, am I right? Was pink, or was it chartreuse?
It's pink and chartreuse, but if we have a second, I'll tell you a cute little story. When I very, very first started passionately angling, which we won't talk about how many years ago it was, many years ago, is before women were very into it, and before you could walk into a tackle shop and find a pink rod. I used to spray paint my tools, my tackle box, my pliers, everything. I would spray paint everything pink because I fished with all men, and that way the men wouldn't touch my stuff. And nobody's going to walk off with a pink tackle box when you're fishing with all men. But eventually, one of the old salts that kind of brought me up in Clearwater Beach, he custom made rods, and he custom made my very first rod for me, and he made it bright pink, and it's my favorite thing to this day. I still own it, and I still fish with it. I've been fishing with it for 25 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, but I am going to build a kite rod in my future. We already got that in the, I'm going to have to send you a pink one. Okay?
Well, I would love that. Are you kidding me? I have at this point in my life, after this many years, that same rod builder has built me a complete set. I've got a pink stinger gaff, a pink big gaff. I've got a whole trolling rod, pitch rod. Got them all in my same custom pink made by the same man. But now when I walk into a tackle shop and I see pink rods and pink gloves and pink accessories, I'm so thrilled, because I always quote Julia Roberts and say pink is my signature color. But who was it? Audrey Hepburn said, "I believe in pink," and pink is great, man. It kind of sets us apart a little bit, and being part of the Pink Ladies, it just kind of all came together for me.
Yeah, and I didn't know she was on when I was talking to Pearl. Pearl's going to build us a couple pink kites for the Twisted Sister tournament October 2nd. And I must tell you guys that Angela has a pink milk crate on her scooter with she carries a pink fishing rod.
I've got pink everything. Come on, you guys won't take your stuff if it's pink.
Do they take your stuff nowadays?
Yeah, well, I was listening about the pink kites, and that's really exciting. We will look so cool out there flying pink kites. Everybody will know it's the Pink Ladies.
There you go.
And not to mention, Angela, I bought a whole bunch of flags from the Ladies Love Pink that will be flying. And I got dolphin, I got marlin who knows sailfish with jeweled eyes. So between the pink kites and the pink triangle flags, we'll be backing into those docks at weigh-in looking pretty cool.
There you go.
Yay! I have to tell you, I did have one morning coming in the dock really early, like 9:30 in the morning, flying pink sailfish flags from you, Carolyn. And boy, does that bring up some attention. All the guys that are just finally heading out are looking at you like, what? And we're like, heck yeah, we just did it. Pink sailfish flags.
My goodness.
9:30, they were a little late.
Oh, Lord. Well, let me thank Mike for taking the time to call in this morning, and ever so grateful for all the time that you have taken to share with us, Mike, the education. Me personally, I have learned so much about kite fishing from Mike. And Pearl for a superior product. I got to see it firsthand yesterday, touch it, feel it, look through it. Really a very, very impressive product. Made here in Florida, family-owned company, pearlkites.com. If you're thinking about kite fishing, and if you're somebody who's going out there to do any kind of serious fishing, what I have learned is kite fishing changes your odds exponentially, because one kite isn't one line. One kite is multiple lines. And there are people who will fly 2 and 3 kites. So imagine that. They have 3 lines per kite, and they're flying 2 or 3 kites. That's how much exposure that they've got out in the water versus one line here, one line there, and one line in the center. So, Mike, thank you. I appreciate it, my friend. I wish you an awesome day.
My pleasure. Happy Labor Day to all you guys.
God bless you, sir. And Pearl, thank you, my friend, and thank you for what you do. And I'm going to look forward to having you back on with an update, because I know you got some new stuff you're looking at. So we're going to get an update sometime in the future from you. And I want to wish you an awesome day. Let me give Carolyn an opportunity to say goodbye to you, and then Angela can say goodbye to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we may have a film crew on the boat, Pearl, so I know we might be flying some drones. We can get some great footage of your kite.
No, I would appreciate that, because as an engineer, I like to see all angles, you know.
And
Awesome.
I thank you very much, because about the only fishing gear that I don't have in pink is kites, so bring them on.
Okay, you got to have one. And it comes with a pink shirt, okay?
Hot
Got
dog.
that covered.
Hot dog. Well, God bless. We're off to a break, and we'll be right back.
All right. Thank you again for having me.
Thanks. You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. We'll be right back.
When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers. But that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high-quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer, and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
You're listening to the Fishing in Florida show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing in Florida when the sun shines all day. I just caught me a grouper. So I'm fishing in Florida. Oh yeah, fishing in Florida. Oh yeah, I'm fishing in Florida.
All right, we are back. It is the Fishing in Florida show. Thank you for taking time to share with us this morning and allowing us to share with you as well. And learning. I'm learning every morning. I'm learning. That's or every show I'm learning. Let me welcome back my co-host. That's Carolyn with Atlas Trax. If you want to protect what you love to the max, you got to talk to Carolyn at Atlas Trax. Welcome back, Miss Carolyn.
Well, thanks, Riscala, and I'm wondering how the heck did we just get through 2 hours?
I'm telling you, 2 blinks of an eye and it's all over. And if you're going to give the Keys, let's try that again. If you're going to give fishing in the Keys a whirl, you got to talk to the Florida Salty Cowgirl. Welcome back, Miss Angelia.
Good morning. I'm so glad to be here.
So I take it that you are enjoying this beautiful weather that we have down there?
I am totally enjoying this beautiful weather. I am actually completely beat today. I have spent the last 2 days solid and on the water, and I mean solid, like spending the night on the boat at anchor.
Oh, wow.
And we fished our butts off. We finally brought our big hydro sport from Tavernier all the way down to our new home in Big Pine, which is very exciting. And we've had all this windy weather down here in the Keys for just off and on for too long. And we had prediction of just no wind and glassy seas. And anybody who avidly fishes knows that glassy seas are not your best fishing conditions. For some reason, those fish like it when it's a little bit choppy. So we did not have the best fishing in the world as we fished 70 miles along the Keys, but we did have some success, which is always good. I started out the day catching everything tiny. I swear I caught every baby fish in the world. I kept throwing back baby blackfin tuna and baby barracudas and baby. Yeah, and came upon some debris out there, and everything that was under it was baby triggerfish and baby triple tail. And I was like, where are the big fish? But yeah, we finally made it out to some of the local humps and did some jigging and got a few tuna and a very, very respectable amberjack, which I don't eat, but they're so much fun for sport. I know some people eat them, and that's wonderful, but I catch them purely for sport, and having a nice little fight like that is always a blast. And I'll go ahead and tell you my oopsie. We finally got something that hit our trolling lines. And by the way, we were trolling with 6 lines out because we could.
Wow.
The seas were so calm and so glassy. Usually when there's a little bit of top, you can't run so many lines because the current and the wind will blow those lines together and you'll get tangles in them.
Yeah.
But since it was so smooth with no real wind or current, we were trolling 6 lines and putting out a little bit of everything for whatever may, have the gumption to bite. And we finally got a screamer. And boy, when that drag goes off, I just jump with cat-like reflexes to that reel. It's just my instinct. But we finally got a screamer, and I knew it was a good one. And it ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and gave me hell. And I was so thrilled. I got that baby beside the boat, and it was a nice little wahoo. Thrilled to death when I got eyes on it. And as soon as it got beside the boat, it went crazy and took one last run and was gone.
Oh, wow.
I have the funniest video in the world. And I just turn around and look at the camera and I say, do you see this face? This is the look of frustration and disappointment.
Wow. So you got him all the way to the boat?
I got, usually the wahoo, no matter how tired you tire them out, and it's really important to know how to use that drag so that you can tire them out without tightening it down and pulling the hook. And it's, wahoo actually have the most soft palate of any other fish out there. So you want to be really careful not to tighten that drag down too much because you will pull the hook right out of their soft mouth. But Yeah, it's kind of one of their little traits that once you get them beside the boat and they see that boat, they'll go nuts again. Even if they are just exhausted, they'll give it one last push. And that's exactly what this nice little wahoo did. And it was definitely on the smaller side of what I've caught in the past, but I didn't care. I was tasting wahoo dinner when I saw him. And I'm sorry, I got a little noisy dog. But yes, I was tasting wahoo dinner the moment I saw him. And he saw that boat and went nuts and took one last run right off the starboard side, straight out. And boy, I just had slack line after that. I don't know if we pulled the hook. I don't know if somehow he did a nice little twist where he got it out of his mouth, but it happens. And utter disappointment. And then I sit there and I grumble for a little while and I go right back at it. But we did have a wonderful fresh blackfin tuna dinner last night, which no one can complain about that. We had a wonderful 2 days on the boat. And as far as boating conditions, just for having fun out there, I tell you what, for 70 miles yesterday, it is just glass. We went as far as 25 miles offshore.
Wow.
Still utter glass. I mean, just amazing. There's no wind out there right now, guys, and it's not going to be for the next week. The conditions are going to be just the same down here in the Keys. We have very little chances of rain, basically no wind. We've spent the night on the boat before, and we just pulled up onto the reef right about Layton Key and anchored to spend the night. It was already after dark. There's so little wind that I was getting eaten by mosquitoes because there's no wind to blow them away. Oh, yeah. With a little bit of wind, those mosquitoes stay away, but with no wind, they can pretty much go where they want. But, it was an awesome 2 days. Awesome 2 days of finally getting out there and fishing, doing some jigging, which is something I really, really love to do out at the humps. And a long 2 days, but what an amazing 2 days. It really feels good to get out there and fish passionately like you'd like to, and a lot of missed hits. But like I said, those glassy seas are just not the best conditions to fish in usually. It's beautiful for boating, really easy, smooth sailing, but not the best conditions for fishing. We made it as far out to the Marathon Hump, which I'm not super familiar with. And I tell you what, guys, the boats out at the Marathon Hump, we were trying to count them and could not count them all. And it was so glassy that people were out there in things like my little 13-foot whaler and John boats and total skiffs and flat boats, 25 miles offshore, because they can make it, on a normal day with a little bit of foot and a half chop, those boats can't make it out to those humps. Yeah. But because it was so glassy, everybody that had a boat that normally can't make it out there, they were out there. So it was really just a sight to behold. Of course, it is Labor Day weekend, so we have a lot of tourists and travelers down here. But, the amount of boats offshore that you would never, ever see offshore because the conditions were just perfect was just amazing. And it kind of makes me happy that people that aren't able to, have a large boat, a large offshore boat, that these are the days that they can make it offshore. And boy, those are the people that are out there just fishing the hardest because they can't make it out there all the time, And you watch them just jigging off these tiny little boats, and it's just amazing, just really, really cool. A lot of people out there deep dropping. We saw a little bit of everything in the last couple of days.
Cool.
Well, I have to tell you too. So Angela has an Atlas Trax tracker on her boat, and I was really mad to see her all over the place like that.
We were everywhere. Oh yeah, we'd run offshore. We'd run to two different humps. We'd run back inshore. We were just trying a little bit of everything because, like I said, if there was an undersized fish out there the last couple of days, I promise you I caught it. And it should have been a pretty good indication. The very first thing that we did when we left day before yesterday, Friday morning, was I hit one of my very, very favorite snorkel spots up in Isla Mirada because I have these weird feelings, like because I'm 70 miles south, that I'm not going to be able to go to them regularly anymore, So we hit one of my very, very favorite snorkel spots.
We're running out of time, girls.
No.
That's what happens. Yep. Thank you. I want to say thank you to Angelia. I can't believe how fast this went. Holy smokes, man. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Angelia. How fast did that go? Oh, my gosh. We'll be back in a week. Thanks for listening, everyone.